Goodbye to the Reds. The year 2003 was a very important year for David Beckham. First, Manchester United won a big competition. Then, in the summer, there was a news story in every newspaper. Real Madrid buys Beckham for £25 million. After 12 years with Manchester United, David moved to Spain. His father was unhappy, but the move was good for David. Real Madrid and its players, Zidane, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos, Raúl, Figo, were famous in every country in the world. David had a new shirt in Spain, a white shirt with the number 23. He played for Real Madrid for 4 years. He played for England too, of course, in those years. In 2006, he was England's captain in the World Cup final games in Germany. Again, England didn't win, but they played well. David scored some good goals. Italy beat France in the final game. Which English footballer played and scored goals in 3 World Cup competitions? Only David Beckham. But after the 2006 World Cup, David was unhappy. He didn't want to be England's captain. It was difficult for him because he was in Spain all the time. There were new, young players too. "It's time for a new captain," he said. He played for England later, of course, but he was not the captain. On the 17th of June 2007, there was a very important final game in Madrid. On that day, Real Madrid beat Real Mallorca and they won La Liga, the number 1 competition in Spanish football. But it was David's final game for Real Madrid too. In August 2007, he said goodbye to Spain and to his friends there. He wanted to play in the United States. It was a big story in the newspapers. Beckham is going to the US of A for 5 years for $250 million, they said. "This is a new thing for me," David said. "Americans love American football, but now I want to make our football famous there too." David and his family now live in Los Angeles. He plays for LA Galaxy. His family live in a big, expensive house. A lot of famous people from Hollywood live near him. A family man. David loves children. All children. He gives a lot of time and money to ill children. In March 1999, Victoria had Brooklyn, their first son. Now the Beckhams have 3 boys. In September 2002, Brooklyn had his first little brother. His name is Romeo. And in February 2005, the Beckhams had Cruz. they would like a little girl sometime too. David always remembered his time at the Bobby Charlton Football School. It was a friendly place, and it was good for his football. For years, he wanted to start a David Beckham football school. In 2005, he opened the first of his football schools in a big new building in Greenwich, near London. Then he opened a school in Los Angeles too. He wants to have his schools in many countries of the world. A lot of boys and girls can go to them. They can stay in the schools and play there. They can be students of football with very good teachers. David's photo is often in the newspapers and on television, and not only for football. People see him in this coat, in those shoes, with that telephone, and then they want to have those things too. He makes a lot of money every year from advertisements. People like reading about him, his family, his houses, his cars, his hair. Children in many countries know his name. They play football in his shirts. They want to be famous. They want to be David Beckham.